That's a very wide question, but Tane Ora for me personally means leadership as a male person, with all the leadership qualities that ensures ongoing life and quality of life. It's meant to be a positive thing. It's meant to be those things that display the quality and the strength of Tane Ora to enable him to lead and to nurture and to show sympathy and to show strength in times of strength. Humility, that's the prerequisite for leadership. One cannot aspire to lead without the prerequisite of humility. The second is love of people and love of culture. If you don't love your people, if you don't love your culture, then leadership is meaningless. It really matters not whether people and leader and culture means organization that you work for, or whether it means iwi, the principle applies. And the third one, to be steadfast in the decisions and the pathway that you take. In other words, once you've decided where you are going to go, then you will ensure that you arrive there safely. For me, that's leadership. I grew up amongst leaders. I was a mokopuna, a firstborn mokopuna, and therefore brought up by my grandparents. He was 6'4", big upwards and big sideways, strong, a force of strength in nature, strength in body, and he would have his way. I also had my grandmother who kept my grandfather in place. My granduncle who became my mentor. John Rangiho was a huge influence on our generation. And then when I went to university, my mentor, who continues to be my mentor, Professor Hirini Mead. So these are the people that made a real impact on me. And of course, going to university and being able to research the different leaders in the world, the philosophies of Einstein plays a big part. Aristotle plays a big part. The student who remains the student ultimately fails the teacher. I live by that. In other words, the student should not always walk in the shadow of the teacher. Should step out of the shadow and make his own shadow or her own shadow. So I live by that, and live by Socrates, who says, it's a wise man who knows his weaknesses. And if you know your weaknesses, then you're a very wise person indeed.